A new day dawns over the expanses of Gondwa, bathing the treetops in a soft glow as they reach for the sky. The lush greenery, bordering the natural paths, sways in the morning breeze, and the plants spread their sweet fragrance throughout the environment. Among these rocky and piney stretches, a temporary individual takes advantage of the sun's rays to relax. After a long migratory journey, this female Bonapartenykus stops to immerse herself in this flowery scent, which reminds her of the appetite gnawing at her stomach. Her name is Yenyla. She is currently on her way to a very special place. The journey is wearing her out, but fortunately, those long legs are made for long walks and sprints. Bonapartenykus are opportunistic theropods that feed mainly on insects, but may also consume flower nectar. Their elegant plumage is reminiscent of our modern birds. And Yenyla loves to roll in the vegetation so that her feathers have their sweet smell. There's still a long way to go before Yenyla finally reaches her destination. She sleeps very little, only briefly, often in the shade to cool off. And you may be asking yourself, where is she going? Well, we'll soon find out. Her route is so long that she can't even pause after nightfall. But she doesn't mind. Bonapartenykus can be active at any time of day. This time, sunrise heralds the end of the journey. At last, Yenyla nears her destination. She knows deep down that she's close to her goal, an instinct guiding her every step. With that sun ready to greet her, it was as if the world was saying, "You've made it." Before her lay steppes and hot hills, a land resembling the savannah we know today. Welcome to the savannah grasslands. If Yenyla has come here, it's not to admire the scenery. No, this place has a special feature. Giant anthills form during mating season, a veritable heaven for insectivores. The ants that crawl around here are an excellent source of protein, which keeps the Bonapartenykus' plumage silky smooth at this peak period. Like a giant anteater or a woodpecker, Yenyla uses her very long tongue to find and catch ants. She also rolls around among all those ants. Indeed, these ants can help Yenyla get rid of parasites and keep her plumage healthy. For the moment, the anthills seem deserted. In this breeding season for Bonapartenykus, there should be several more individuals on the premises, but Yenyla hasn't seen any yet. An upheaval within the species seems to be becoming more and more pronounced as time goes by. However, this does not mean that the savanna grasslands are deserted, and it seems that a rather special individual is intrigued by our dear Yenyla. Yenyla, rather shy, prefers to hide, calling out in alarm. Meanwhile, this male Pt.1 spreads his wings, trying to show off. It's an amusing behavior, typical of these pterodactyls who don't hesitate for a second to be curious about anything. After about 10 minutes, Yenyla becomes a little more at ease, seeing that this volatile doesn't seem to want to devour her. Maybe this Pt.1 is also waiting for his own. Who knows? In the meantime, he shows off his presence to whomever he can. At least Yenyla has some company, someone unique, to be sure. The day goes by, and there's still no sign of another Bonapartenykus. However, another dinosaur arrives at the prized watering spot. A solitary Pachycephalosaurus, which is no danger to them. And yet, a silhouette suddenly intrigues her. Unfortunately, it's not a male, but another female who seems rather shy, not daring to come closer. Yenyla decides to come and see this fellow female. Despite the slow approach, she runs off. Yenyla followed her, curious. Perhaps this female had seen males further down the savannah. This female kept turning around, on her guard. And there's a reason for that. Behind them, following in their footsteps, are some well-known predators. With their razor-sharp claws, the feathers adorning their legs and bodies, their vivid eyes, and their great intelligence, Utahraptors are not far behind. Yenyla didn't know it yet, but an entire pack was behind her, and she just led them back to her fellow female's hiding place. They are known for their great appetite and unfailing brutality, but also for their impressive speed. The two Bonapartenykus have very little chance of escaping. The pack chases them, splitting up and forcing them out of hiding. Fortunately for Yenyla, the black Utahraptor decides to turn back and help his fellow Utahraptors in their pursuit of the other female. Yenyla hides among the bushes, hoping her plumage will camouflage among the foliage. She's completely terrified and doesn't dare move from there at first. Yenyla has learned an important lesson. From now on, she'll be much more cautious and will be able to recognize the presence of an Utahraptor in the future, having memorized their scent and grunts. As for the other female, luckily for her, she managed to run fast enough to outrun the Utahraptors, but fate had a hand in that. Her time had not yet come. A weakened young Parasaurolophus lay in their path. The Utahraptors, their brains spinning as fast as their paws, preferred this opportunity for a bigger meal. The next morning, a cry cuts through the silence. Here's a young city party hatchling, its plumage still dull. It's a small female, disorientated and lost. Typically, City parties live in groups, and hatchlings immerse themselves in the first thing they're supposed to see: their mother. This young city party is called Elis, and the first thing she saw was Yenyla, our Bonapartenykus. Yenyla is curious and a bit confused, wondering what it is about this strange little creature that starts following her around. Sometimes she even tries to run away from it. The Pt.1, following Yenyla, was gone, so she had yet another unique companion. She decided to accept Elis's presence. For Elis, Yenyla was her mom. She tries to reproduce all her gestures. Yenyla decides to follow the movements of a Parasaurolophus. Bonapartenykus like to follow large herbivores, often to protect themselves from potential predators. This Parasaurolophus doesn't mind. It continues on its way. However, Yenyla was not yet aware of the danger lurking up there. From above, predators had a target in mind. These two Tropignathus do not arouse the suspicions of Yenyla, who has had a positive experience with them. The Tropignathus decide to attack, swooping down on Elise, their beaks equipped with teeth capable of inflicting severe bites. Elise runs with distressed eyes, trying to escape the beaks of these two aerial hunters. But her fate was already sealed. She collapsed before the helpless eyes of Yenyla, who had been unable to protect her. This tragic event marked the end of Yenyla's sympathy for the Tropignathus. She will always remember what she has lost today. In her solitude, she had quickly become attached to Elise, not unusual for a species as declining as the Bonapartenykus. For the Tropignathus, this was an easy meal to obtain. They usually feed on fish, but sometimes an easy terrestrial prey will do the job. That evening, the sun shone brighter than ever. It was as if Elise herself was sending a message from the sky. "It's all right. Thank you for sharing these moments with me." It was time for Yenyla to go home. Here, the sun no longer fully hits the ground. There's freshness, flowers, and greenery. Welcome to Birchwoods, a forest full of food and hiding places, an ideal environment for a Bonapartenykus as lonely as Yenyla. Yenyla knows this place almost by heart. This is where she usually settles when she's not roaming the savannah. This forest of birch and pine is a sanctuary for many plant and animal species. Yenyla spent the entire internuptial period in this forest. Now, she was about to embark on a new journey, as the mating season was about to begin. Not having had much success last time, she was hanging around in no great hurry. Besides, she didn't like all the rain pouring down around her. All she wanted was to dry off. Yet, there was still hope. When the clouds cleared, Yenyla headed for the green hills on the edge of birchwoods. These hills are filled with flowers and berries. Their open spaces offer a panoramic view of the surrounding area for both prey and predators. A surprise awaited Yenyla. Anthills had formed this year, and someone was waiting for her. A male Bonapartenykus is present on the premises, having taken over an anthill. Spotting the female, he prepares to put on his best performance. He circles the anthill, displaying his beautiful plumage in the sunlight and patting the ground with his paws. Yenyla watches carefully to judge this male. Is he in good health? She's almost entranced by this charming dance around a high-protein dinner. This male gives so much of himself that he falls awkwardly on his side, but gets right back up, trying not to look clumsy. He succeeded as Yenyla accepted him. However, something has Yenyla crying out in alarm. She's spotted something.